Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 of the weekend series between 16th-ranked St. Leo Lions and your Tampa Spartans. First pitch from Corinne Miner, his call ball in the outer half. Corinne Miner making her second start of the weekend and ultimately her 7th start on the season. That pitch is fouled off left side. So last game, St. Leo took it 2-0 in Game 2 of the series. St. Leo got the victory behind Sarah Newman's first win of the year in her 4th start. And Kayla Betts came in the 6th inning, went 1 2/3 and recorded the save. Sarah Newman went 5 1/3, gave up no runs on 6 hits, struck out 2 and walked 1. While Betts went 1 2/3, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Corinne Miner behind in the count, 3-1. Same lineup for the Spartans here in Game 3. However, Miner's in the circle and Gail House in center field. As Miner battles back with the second strike, now count is full to the leadoff batter for the Lions, Casey Kelly. Lions go with the same lineup themselves, however, switching up pitchers. Casey Kelly chops that to shortstop. Balmer makes the throw. Jansen with the stretch. And a heck of a play for the first out of the ball game. Phenomenal play by Balmer on the backhand, and an even better stretch by Jansen at first base. Gets the speedy left-hander Casey Kelly. And the Spartans grab the momentum here early in Game 3. Last game, Gail House was in the circle for the Spartans. Went a complete game, 7 innings. Allowed 2 runs, neither earned. 6 hits, did not allow a walk, and struck out 4. But ultimately received the loss as the Spartans gave up 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Lions had runners on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. Ground ball to second base. Clawberg booted it, which allowed the first run of the ball game. And the next at bat, Casey Kelly with a base hit to left field to extend the lead for St. Leo, and that's how the game ended 5 innings later. So 2-0 finish in Game 2, and here we are in the rubber match. Second batter at the plate for the Lions was Alexis Mignette, and she was hit by a pitch. So now first base runner for the Lions as Sarah Posher stands at the dish. So Miner making her 7th start in the year, 9th appearance in the circle. She holds a 5-2 record. She's gone 4 complete games. She's got 54 strikeouts in just over 52 innings. And more impressively, she's got a .80 ERA in now 9 appearances. Farrell shows off the arm to first base on the back pick. Safe at first is Mignette. Sarah Posher last game went 1 for 3 for the Lions. She's 3 for 6 in this series. And she'll swing right through the pitch. 2-2 count with 1 away to the 3-hitter for the Lions. Beautiful day, just under 70 degrees, sunny here in Tampa. And a swing and a miss by Pousher for the first strikeout of the game for Corinne Miner. Amanda James at the plate. PA announcer Dwayne has me all messed up over here. Foul ball by James. Two down for the Spartans. Top of the first inning. Mignette stands on first. James went 0 for 2 last game. 1 for 6 thus far in the 3-game set. Maddie Farrell behind the dish yet again for the Spartans. She's caught every inning of every game this year for the Spartans. The 1-1 delivery. Caught strike on the inner half. Umpires have switched for game 3. Kevin Jack behind the plate and Tyrone Miller on the bases. St. Leo head coach Aaron Kimberger asking where that pitch was. Kevin Jack says the called strike, not on the swing. 1-2 delivery, and that hits Amanda James in the elbow, and that's a free pass for the Lions. Now they have 2 base runners on in the top of the first. So 4 batters for the Lions, 2 of which have been hit by pitches. First runner in scoring position for the Lions as we are in the top of the first inning is Alexis Mignette, Amanda James at first, and Emily Pallone's at the plate. Corinne Miner made the start in game 1, went 6 2/3 innings, allowed 3 runs on 7 hits, walked 3 batters, struck out 11. In her last 3 starts, she's got 37 strikeouts. She'll look to add to that total here this afternoon. Called strike on the outer half. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away. Women's basketball just wrapped up at the Martinez Athletic Center. An impressive 19-game win streak for the Lady Spartans. They won 82-52, and they remain undefeated in conference. Up next will be the men's basketball team taking on Barry University. Both men's and women's lacrosse secured victories this afternoon on the road. That's a flare into right field. Chevalier comes in on it and makes the play. Heads up play by the right fielder to call off the second baseman. And that'll do it for the top of the first. Spartans will look for some offense here at Namoli Family Stadium.
We're more than just $7.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered.
Hey, B, is this it?
Watch me. We're an end zone dance at your doorstep. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome back to Namoli Family Stadium. Here in the bottom of the first inning, the rubber match between the Lions and Spartans. In the circle for the Lions in this ball game is Rachel Bean, 5'7" right-hander. Sophomore from Colorado. Appeared in 22 games last season. This year she's got 1 start and 4 appearances, and Steph Balmer drives one to left center field, and that should be at least a stand-up double. And that's what it'll be for Steph Ballmer leading off the game for Tampa. After being 1 for 7 in the series, Steph Ballmer comes through, gains the momentum for the Spartans. And I'm sure you'll see a sacrifice bunt here from Christina Klauberg, but that's a heck of a swing by Steph Ballmer in a much-needed position. The Spartans were shut out for the first time all season in Game 2. So look to capitalize on the leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the first. Steph Ballmer's second double of this season. Christina Klauberg at the plate, and she'll watch a called strike down the middle. Ballmer went 1 for 4 in Game 2. She's 2 for 7 in the series. Came through with the clutch base hit in Game 1. And ultimately made the error that shot the Tampa Spartans in the foot in Game 2. Klauberg dribbles one to shortstop, and Casey Kelly not able to field it. Ballmer advances the third on the error. And the Spartans now have 2 base runners on early on. So Spartans aggressive at the plate here in Game 3. Ball was hit hard at Casey Kelly. However, the All-American shortstop would have made the play if she stayed in front of it. Try to make it to the glove hand side. But the ball was hit right at her. Minor gives Kelly another opportunity, and it'll be 6-4. Force out at second base. However, the Spartans will take the lead, and the ball went into the dugout. Therefore, Corinne Minor will advance to second. So the Spartans score a first inning lead here in Game 3 of the series. And the first lead for the Spartans since Game 1. However, it's the first time in this series the Spartans have gone ahead to begin the game. So Casey Kelly with the ground ball opportunity, flips it to second, and Emily Pallone throws it into the dugout. So put the ball in play, good things will happen, and sure enough, Corinne Minor reaches base because of it. Steph Ballmer scores from third. That'll go down as an unearned run. And now Mariah Galehouse at the plate. Rachel Bean rocks and fires. Called strike right down the middle. So 1 away here at Namoli Family Stadium. Spartans with an early lead, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Galehouse drives it into center field. Going back on it is Jakeith. She'll make the catch for out number 2. And Minor will stay at second base. So Spartans look to get on the board early and often as they like to secure the series victory against conference rivals St. Leo. Farrell off the fists, and Hooks makes the play. And that'll do it for the first inning, but the Spartans get on the board as they lead 1-0. Welcome back to Namoli Family Stadium. My name is Dominic Galone, witnessing Game 3 of the weekend series between St. Leo, ranked 16th in the nation, versus the Tampa Spartans. Spartans score in the first inning for the 6th time this season. Maddie Lynn swings through the first pitch here in the top of the second. So a 1-0 ball game. The Spartans with their ace in the circle in Corinne Miner. Lynn swings through yet another pitch, and Miner's ahead 0-2. Spartans come into this matchup at 8-5, 3-2 in conference, while St. Leo's 11-4 and secured their first win in conference, as this is their first weekend series in Sunshine State Conference play. Spartans took the 6-3 victory last night, and that's a swing and a miss by Maddie Lynn for the second strikeout of the game for Corinne Miner. As I said, Spartans won Game 1. St. Leo won Game 2 at 1 o'clock. Secured the 2-0 victory. Coach Kimberger trying to take Miner out of her mojo here early on. Once Miner gets going, it's tough to beat her. Last Friday night went all 17 innings. Complete game shutout did Corinne Miner against Palm Beach Atlantic. Tampa baseball fell to number 5 Florida Southern 5-3 in Game 2 of their weekend series. Update from around the University of Tampa. Men's lacrosse won 13-5 against Florida Southern. Beach volleyball dropped the match to Cal Poly, who's ranked 7th in the nation. They've got a tournament this weekend up in Tallahassee. Women's lacrosse won 19-6. First pitch to Hooks, just a bit outside. So going around the diamond for the Spartans, as I mentioned, same fielders as last time except for the pitcher-center fielder switch. Hooks fouls that one straight back. Profit in left field, Galehouse in center, Chevalier in right. Phillips at third, Ballmer at short, Clawberg at second, Jansen at first, Maddie Farrow behind the dish per usual, and the workhorse Corinne Miner in the circle. Kayleese Hooks got a fair amount of opportunities in Game 1 at third base. Hooks had 6 assists and 4 putouts in Game 2 of the series. So Spartans try to hit it somewhere other than third base, as Hooks is a sure fielder in the hot corner. 1-2 count to Hooks. She swings and misses, and that's yet another strikeout for Corinne Miner. That'll bring Allie Jakeith to the plate. She's 0 for 2 in Game 2. Went 1 for 3 in the opening game of the series. First pitch to Jakeith, just a bit outside. So 7 batters faced for Corinne Miner, 3 strikeouts. That pitch is upstairs. 2-0 to Jakeith. With the 9-hitter, the catcher, Deanna Fasiglio, waiting on deck. Called strike on the outer half. Corinne Miner, a redshirt junior. Pitched a fair amount of games in her freshman campaign. Was injured during her sophomore year, took a medical redshirt, and then bounced back last season as the number 2 for the Spartans behind All-American McKaylee Dooley. Deuces wild here to Jakeith. And that one's flared into shallow center field. Coming in on it is Gail House, and she'll call everybody off. And that'll do it for the top of the second. 3 up, 3 down. Spartans look to carry the momentum into the second inning.
What do you get when you take your favorite food and stuff it inside a pocket of homemade dough? Cooked perfectly until golden brown. It's a mouth-watering empanada from Mr. Empanada. No one makes a better empanada. Take Ted Webb's word for it.
Almost as good as my mom used to make.
Check out our website for a location near you, MrEmpanada.com.
Welcome back to Namoli Field, bottom of the second inning. Bailey Phillips to lead it off for the Spartans. Phillips takes the first pitch just a bit outside. Phillips went 1 for 1 in game 2. Reached on a hit by pitch. As the junior leads the team in hit by pitches this season, as she did last season. Takes the first 2 pitches, and she's ahead in the count 2-0. Rachel Bean takes a look at her wristband. Rocks back and fires. Phillips takes a hack, however, dribbles off her foot, so therefore it's a foul ball as it's dead ball in the box. So whoever wins this game could be a key win at the end of the year, as these look to be 2 of the top teams in conference. Phillips flares that one into right field, but it's just foul down the right field line. So 2-2 count to Phillips. Bean rocks back and fires. Breaking ball just a bit upstairs. Took a little bit off of that one. So a full count here to Bailey Phillips, the leadoff batter in the bottom of the second inning. Spartans get on the board in the first. St. Leo projected to be the 3rd best team in the conference, the preseason coaches poll. Spartans at number 4 in the preseason coaches poll. And that one's just a bit inside, just misses Bailey Phillips' leg. However, it still is ball 4, and she'll reach base on a free pass. Chevalier at the plate. 3 for 6 on the weekend, however, in the key situation in game 2, had the bases loaded, 1 out, and was sent down on a strikeout. So should be looking to avenge herself here in game 3 of the series. She shows hands, gets a bunt down, sacrifice, moves Phillips over to second base, and ultimately Chevalier does her job, putting the runner in scoring position as E.J. Jansen comes to the plate.
Batting for the Spartans, number 19, E.J. Jansen.
So the Spartans have won 3 of the last 5 against St. Leo. And entering the weekend, Spartans had won 7 out of the last 10. And they've split so far here this weekend. Runner on second, 1 out. And the offering. Just a bit low to E.J. Jansen. Waiting on deck is Emily Profit. Jansen hitless on the weekend. She reached base on a walk in game 1 and went 0 for 2 in the last contest. Jansen fouls that one down the left field line, foul. Jansen's played in every game throughout her collegiate career, holding down the fort at first base. 3-year starter for the Spartans, one of the veterans on the roster. That pitch is just a bit outside, 2-1. So a top-heavy Sunshine State Conference so far. Rollins sitting at 12-0 overall, 4-0 in conference. Eckerd at 4-1, Florida Tech at 4-1. PBA at 4-2, Embry-Riddle at 4-2. Now Tampa at 3-2. And then the bottom half of the conference has 3 wins out of 5 teams. So, as I mentioned, this is a key game here for both teams in the conference. And with St. Leo being ranked, it'd be nice for the Spartans to take down the victory if they can. That one's flared into left field, out of play. Spartans now have 2 ranked victories on the season after Friday night's win. They took down Valdosta State 2 weeks ago in the weekend tournament at Flagler University. Flagler College, rather. Jansen awaits the 2-2 pitch. The offering. Grounded to Kelly at shortstop, and she'll boot it yet again. The All-American with now 2 errors through 2 innings. Not something that you normally see out of Casey Kelly. And now the Spartans are threatening with runners at the corners and Emily Profit at the plate. Emily Profit's gone 1 for 3 in both contests this weekend. However, came up in a big spot in the 6th inning of game 1. Tying the game for the Spartans. And she'll be aggressive at the plate as she was last game, swinging at that first pitch. Profit enters the game with a .364 average, 8 hits and 22 at-bats. And with Lauren Reyes, the senior left fielder, getting hurt last weekend, Emily Profit looks to secure the spot in the outfield and in the starting lineup. Kelly with the grounder to short. And Profit will drive in a run on the fielder's choice. Kelly charged the ball. Probably had no double play opportunity from the beginning. However, looked at first to begin and then flipped it to second. And Pallone made the throw to first, not in time. So now the Spartans have a 2-0 lead here in the second inning. And it's nice to see out of the Spartans getting on the board after being shut out for the first time all season in Game 2. So an RBI fielder's choice for Emily Profit extends the lead for the Spartans and brings the leadoff hitter, Stephanie Balmer, to the plate. So 2 runs through the first 2 innings, which you'd like to see if you're a Spartans fan. Balmer swings at this one. It's going to send it in a foul play. Posher makes a play on it. However, it's foul and out of play. In warm-ups, we see them running a drill where they purposely slide for some balls, and Posher just showed why they practice that kind of thing. However, just past their outreaching glove. So Bean looks at her wristband. 1-1 count with 2 away. And the offering. Palmer sends it into center field. Going back on it is Jakeith, and she'll make the catch. Spartans grab another run here in the second inning, and they lead the game 2-0 heading to the third. Welcome back to Namoli Family Stadium. My name is Dominic Malone. Joining alongside is now Connor Moore, coming from the women's basketball game. He's the women's manager. He was on the call last night with Bruce Wozniak.
Glad to be here, Dominic. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got a 2-0 ball game. Spartans lead it. Unlike the shortstop for St. Leo, she's made 2 errors as Casey Kelly, but our shortstop, Stephanie Balmer, makes the first out of the third inning, rather.
You know, Dominic, it's funny. Bruce and I were talking a little bit last night about it. You got to apply pressure defensively, and the Spartans doing that thus far. That's why they have a 2-0 lead. And the Lions, they're a tough team. Rubber match here. The Spartans took the first game. Lions won earlier today. And this third game, everything we expected it to be thus far.
As I mentioned, Casey Kelly at the plate now. She's made 2 errors in this ballgame so far, unlike the All-American senior shortstop. She'll take a called strike for strike 1. That one's flared to Bailey Phillips as Kelly shows hands, and now 2 away.
Fantastic pitch there by Miner that time. Not an easy one to get down if you're trying to bunt. That pitch out over the plate. And Kelly, as a result, unable to do anything with it.
Got to bring Alex Mignette to the plate. Miner looks to get a quick inning here, as a called strike on the outer half leads off this at bat. So the 0-1 pitch. Yet again, another called strike on the outer half for Corinne Miner. And Connor, she's been jonesing so far. She's having a heck of a game. Through 2 innings, Corinne's got 3 strikeouts. And she'll look for another one here as she's ahead in the count, now 1-2.
Yeah, Corinne has been dynamic today, holding the Lions off the hit column, 3 strikeouts, doing the job. And Meunier, the only one to get on, of course, was hit by a pitch in the first inning. But looking at the breakdown, Corinne has faced 10 batters, very effective, and doing it on both sides of the plate.
One thing you'd like to see if you're a Spartans fan is she's going right after these hitters, not giving them any credit. As that one's popped up in the infield, Bailey Phillips underneath of it, and she'll make the catch. So 3 up, 3 down. Spartans look to add another run here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tampa leads it 2-0.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams, discover your talents, get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
In 1889, St. Leo is the 4th largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay through its online programs and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
Welcome back to the University of Tampa. We played 2.5 at Vincent A. Molley Family Stadium. Spartans lead the Lions 2-0. Coming to bat for the Spartans. Part of the lineup. Things going. Will be Christina Klonberg, Corinne Mata, and Mariah Galehouse. We have a call to the bullpen. It's presented by Team One Sports. And Dominic, let's get to know our new Lion who's in the circle.
That's Kayla Betts. She made an appearance in Game 1 and Game 2 for the Lions. She came in the 6th inning of the last game, went 1 2/3, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. But Betts came in and she shut the door. Spartans had the bases loaded, trailing by 2. Betts allowed a hit, and then she struck out Chevalier, and then ultimately sent down Ansley Casillas in the 6th inning. And then as the Spartans threatened again in the 7th, she retired the side and ultimately got her 3rd save of the season for St. Leo.
And now, Dominic, while she had success earlier today, different story last night. She only recorded 2 outs, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, gave up a walk. It was ultimately Sadie Avance who took the loss, but she featured in that bottom of the 6th inning where the Spartans ultimately scored 5 runs. So looking to tack on here, Spartans have put 1 in through the first 2 innings. Let's see what they can do. Clawberg at the dish.
Yeah, Spartans are familiar here with Betts, so wonder, the 3rd time seeing her, Spartans to be able to be aggressive at the plate, make contact, and ultimately score a couple more runs. St. Leo's held scoreless. That's not. We haven't been able to say that so far in this game, in this series.
Yeah, both of these two teams very legitimate, Dominic, and we're seeing that today. The respect by both Cantor and Kimberger's crew, knowing that their opponent's so difficult, every out of the essence had to squeak it by, and we're seeing that on display.
Yeah, in the second inning of the last game, Lions had 2 runners on, and they made a pinch-hitting change in the second inning. So like you said, every bat matters, every run matters. And Klubberg will foul this one down the left field line and out of play. Christina Klubberg stands at the plate, but she trails 0-2 in the at-bat.
Yeah, you mentioned the sharp hands usually at shortstop. Klubberg hit one to the aforementioned Kelly. She committed the error in her first at-bat. Behind now 0-2.
Belly rocks and fires, and Betts gets Klubberg swinging.
Well, leaving off where she was in the first game, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Betts attacking the strike zone that first at-bat.
Yeah, I mentioned in the second game that Betts is a strikeout pitcher. She's got 25 Ks and now 20 innings pitched for St. Leo. She's got a 3-1 record, .71 ERA for the true freshman. She's made 8 appearances for the Lions. So she's somebody that they're going to look to throughout the next 4 years if you're head coach Aaron Kimberger. Miner pops that one up straight back, foul ball. So the Spartans with 2 runs on 1 hit as St. Leo's committed 3 errors, and we're only in the bottom of the third inning.
Fabulous crowd on deck here, supporting the Lions and the Spartans. We've had 6 games going on the University of Tampa campus, 2 basketball, 2 softball, 2 baseball. Exciting day here in the West Central Florida.
Betts rocks back the 0-1 pitch. Miner swings right through it. Miner comes into this game with an 8-game hitting streak. Top hitter for the Spartans this season.
She's been doing it everywhere for the Spartans. In the circle, at the plate, in center field, you name it.
Miner standing at the plate. 0-2 count, 1 away. And the pitch. She'll foul that one. And Mignette will try to make the play. However, she can't. Mignette and Fasiglia all coming together. However, it is a foul ball. Now, Caleb Betts will ask for a new softball.
We've seen a consistent game, balls and strikes by our crew chief, Kevin Jack. Saw him last night. Flip-flopped with Tyrone Miller for the first game. And both of these teams know what to expect in the hole. Working from behind against Betts. Long at bat from Miner.
So the 0-2 delivery as Betts rocks back the offering just a bit upstairs. Miner went 1 for 4 in game 2, 2 for 4 in game 1. So 3 for 8 on the weekend. Tacked on an RBI in game 1. And now the 1-2 pitch. That one's literally rolled into the plate. And Betts says that one's on me. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Number 22 at the plate, Corinne Miner. As the Spartans hold a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the third. Betts rocks and fires. And off the hands, Miner sends it into the infield. Making a diving grab is Emily Pallone. Beautiful sliding catch by the second baseman.
Pallone, the snow cone catch at second base. It was drifting to her right. Would have been an infield single had that fallen. Robbing Miner of a hit. We've seen some defense thus far, Dominic. 19 at-bats, 1 hit combined everything will be difficult to manufacture for these offenses.
Thought that ball was going to fall there for a second. Pitcher wanted nothing to do with it, and Pallone came in, made a nice grab. So now at the plate's Mariah Galehouse. Freshman's hitless this weekend. However, reached base in game 1 to lead off the 6th.
And the frustration from the Lions faithful, they thought that had the plate. Kevin Jack says otherwise, want to know the count.
Yeah, things went a little bit opposite last night. Kevin Jack was, in my opinion, a little bit on the St. Leo side of things. But here this afternoon, he's got a more consistent strike zone. That pitch just off the inner half of the plate. Galehouse with the check swing. Kevin Jack says she did not go.
You know, it's interesting, Dominic, working with so many different sports, teams have to get a feel for officiating and umpiring early on, and that is a telltale sign. Early in the game, 2-0 count, good eye from the freshman Galehouse, should get a good pitch to hit. Just got to keep your hands ready, let it fly.
Yeah, last game, the outside half of the strike zone was being called for a strike. Galehouse fouls that one straight back. So as you mentioned, officiating can switch up from game to game, and it's up to the pitchers to try to figure that out, and then maybe relay that to their own batters so when the batters come to the plate, they can make adjustments.
Without a doubt, I like Galehouse. Aggressive swing there, a little bit early, but she had ideas at the left center field gap.
So a 2-1 count to Mariah Galehouse, 2 away. And that offering is just a bit upstairs.
Got ourselves a hitter's count, 3-1 to the dangerous cleanup hitter in the Tampa lineup.
Galehouse came into this afternoon tied with Miner for hits. And she'll take ball 4 inside and be the first base runner here in the 3rd. That'll bring up Maddie Farrell to the plate. Maddie Farrell started off last game extremely hot, went 2 for 2 to begin the game, and then in her 3rd at bat reached on a walk. So Maddie Farrell, currently one of the hottest hitters on the team for Tampa, probably behind Corinne Miner riding an 8-game hit streak.
Absolutely, and what I like about Maddie's approach at the plate, not afraid to go to all facets of the field. We've seen her go to right plenty of times. That presents a difficult challenge, the opposition in the circle. No easy way to get her out.
So 2-down runner at first. First pitch a called strike, up and in. And as an official
here, sorry to cut you off. Runner on base. If you're Leslie Cantor, are you aggressive here? A little small ball, perhaps. Unlikely. Try to get him in motion.
That's something we haven't seen that much from Coach Cantor and this Spartans team. They're in the bottom half of the conference in stolen base attempts. As that pitch is just a bit upstairs. So I would be shocked, to be honest, to see Mariah Galehouse take off here.
Yeah, I would be too. At this point in the game with the 2-0 lead, probably not. But would not be surprised. We've seen some pressure between Basiglia and Spitalski through these 2+ games. Put pressure on that line backstop.
Additionally, there's 2 outs, so when contact's made, Galehouse is going to take off anyway. So if Farrell can put a ball in the gap, she should be able to score from first base.
Well, she is in motion there, Dom, on that 1-1. So
look at you. Coach Cantor's got the earphones in her ear, I guess. I don't know. Must be listening to the broadcast.
If you're going to go on that 1-1. Why not? Try to get the Lions sleeping maybe on the infield.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the 1-1 count sometimes to a good hitter like Maddie Farrell, you'll see a breaking ball.
Yeah, the hit and run was on that time. Let's see if they go to it again.
The 1-2 pitch is rolled in yet again. And that one will allow Galehouse to advance to second base as the wild pitch gives Galehouse that opportunity.
Dominic, sorry, but how about that skipper that she's thrown a few times now? And heads up base running by Galehouse, the awareness to advance to second.
Yeah, as a freshman, like you said, the awareness to be able to read that ball in the dirt and advance. As Basiglia was not able to squeeze it.
2-2, 2 out. Galehouse at second. It's Betts versus Farrell. Here we go. And the pitch. Got ourselves a full count. So with this upcoming payoff pitch, Dominic, what are you thinking if you're Maddie Farrell going up against Betts?
I think just put the ball in play. If you put the ball in play, Gail Haas should score from second base. And with 2 outs, like I said, the runner will be off on contact, I guess, unless it's hit to third base.
Well said. That's exactly what Maddie Farrell will look to do. Try to make some contact, put pressure on this line defense to make a play.
So a full count, 2 outs. And the senior's at the plate for the Spartans. She'll foul that one out of play down the left field line.
Was right on that heater, a little early on the cut. Has to have Betts thinking. She was ready for that pitch, middle in. Do I dare go outside? Farrell's so good going the other way. Got ourselves a marquee matchup.
And with Betts, she doesn't look like she's too confident in her breaking ball thus far, so be interesting to see, like you said, if she tries to blow the fastball by Maddie Farrell. Maddie Farrell awaits the 3-2, and she'll take that pitch inside for ball 4.
Tampa would love to give Corinne Miner some more insurance runs, working with that 2-0 lead. They have 12 more outs. They want to win the series here. Would love to add anything else they can to that 2-run lead.
And here comes Coach Kimberger. So it looks like they might make a change in the circle, as Betts just hasn't looked herself here in Game 3.
Not at all, and we will keep you posted. Kimberger is talking with Kevin Jack. You're listening to Lions versus Spartans on TampaSpartans.tv.
Welcome to the University of Tampa. My name is Tucker Whitman and I'm a junior marketing major here at UT. Today we're going to look at some of the highlights of our beautiful Riverside campus here in downtown Tampa. We'll start at Plan Hall. This historic building was opened in 1891 as the Tampa Bay Hotel and now serves as the main academic building here at UT, with 4 floors of classrooms as well as faculty and administrative offices. Next up, the Vaughn Center, the hub of campus life and activities. This multi-purpose building includes the campus bookstore, our primary cafeteria plus an additional food court, a theater, as well as offices and meeting rooms for student organizations. The Vaughn Center is also one of UT's residence halls, providing 5 floors of student rooms. Morsani Hall is another residence hall here at UT. In addition to housing approximately 450 students, this building offers another selection of eateries as well as a small grocery store. Now let's check out the Sykes College of Business. This academic building houses classrooms and faculty offices for UT's undergrad and graduate business students. This building also has a real-time stock trading room. Right next door is the Sykes Chapel for Faith and Values. This gorgeous interfaith chapel features a large main hall complete with a massive pipe organ, as well as meditation rooms and meeting rooms. Student healthcare is a major priority for us here at UT. The Dickey Health and Wellness Center is accessible to all students and provides high-quality services including basic medical care, counseling, and wellness programs. On the east side of campus, you'll find the McDonald-Kelsey Library. Here, students can learn from a large collection of books, periodicals, and digital databases. They can also take advantage of our numerous study rooms and computers. The Academic Success Center is another great resource for students. This is your one-stop shop.
Welcome back to the University of Tampa. This call to the bullpen is presented by Team One Sports. It's the opening game starter from last night, Maddie Mott. Let's get to know a little bit more about Maddie Mott, Dom.
And last night's game, she went 4 innings, allowed 1 unearned run on 4 hits, struck out 6 and walked 1. Maddie Mott is a junior transfer from North Idaho College. She was the North Idaho College Pitcher of the Year twice in 2 years. And she was the NWAC Player of the Year in 2019.
How about that?
So she's a sure-handed right-handed pitcher, and she'll send the first one over for a called strike. In 10 appearances this year, now being her 11th, she's made 7 starts, 4-2 record, and a 1.60 ERA for St. Leo.
And she was lights out last night, Dominic. Until the Spartans got to that bullpen, they had no answer for her in the circle. So give credit to the Spartans for making her outing shorter than expected for head coach Kimberger. When she's out there, she's electric, and she's bringing the heat. 2 quick strikes.
As you said, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on for the Spartans, and a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the third. Bailey Phillips awaits the pitch, and it's just downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Phillips walked in the second inning. She'll swing and a miss at this one. That'll be the first strikeout of the game for Maddie Mott. And the St. Leo Lions will look to come to the plate in the 4th inning, trying to get on the board as the Spartans lead 2-0.
At DoubleTree by Hilton, we believe in nice. Not your okay, fine, just being polite kind of nice, but a genuine nice. The kind that's contagious, that you can't help but take with you. The kind of nice you want to share with others. But don't take our word for it. Come for a stay and help us prove nice travels. Book at DoubleTree.com.
Welcome back, TampaSpartans.tv. I'm Dominic Galone alongside Connor Moore. First pitch is Sarah Pauscher's a swing and a miss as Corinne Miner goes right after the 3-hole hitter. And now Miner's ahead in the count 0-1. Top of the 4th inning, Spartans lead 2-0. Pauscher fouls that one straight back. Corinne Miner going right after the hitters here this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, Dom, the Lions virtually no success whatsoever. They've had 2 runners on, came by a hit by pitch and a walk. They have had no answer for Corinne Miner at the plate. And she's been making quick work of St. Leo, looking to do it here in the top of the 4th. The 0-2 is outside. And she's had that rhythm all game long. You see her routine, takes a deep breath, gets on the rubber. And the connection between her and Farrell is apparent thus far.
Yeah, you definitely see Corinne Miner in the zone here this afternoon, and when she gets in the zone, it's hard to stop her.
And I look at, sorry to cut you off, Tom, the advancement opportunities. This is the game 1 hit has been manufactured thus far. The Spartans have taken 5 advancement opportunities out of 9 tries, just 1 for 3, St. Leo, and that's the difference.
It's a swing and a pop-up in the infield. Miner coming in on it, but Bailey Phillips will take it, and that'll be out number 1. Good communication by the Spartans infielders. Maddie Farrell got out of the way and let the fielders do the work as they came in. It's a lot easier to come in and make the catch than Maddie Farrell trying to spin around and make the pop-up in the box.
Most definitely. Farrell didn't see it off the bat, and you never want your pitcher to take charge like that, so give credit to the corner infielder Phillips making the play for the first out.
The plate now, Amanda James reached on a hit by pitch. One of 2 base runners to reach for St. Leo. James went 0 for 2 last game. Went 1 for 4 in game 1. Ultimately scored 1 of the 3 runs for the Lions. She'll show hands. Miner will field it. She'll toss it to first. Clawberry's covering, and that's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down for St. Leo.
I mean, that decision right there says a lot about the success St. Leo is having off Miner. A bunt right back to her. I mean, that is pretty passive in terms of the approach. 2 up, 2 down quickly. And it just shows that St. Leo trying to get anybody on base at this point.
Yeah, a little bit of gamesmanship there as Coach Kimberger trying to do something to take Minor out of her mojo. And that's fouled off the leg of Emily Pallone.
When you're going through a slump at the plate, a team-wide slump like the Lions are this far, you have got to stay aggressive. Cannot be conservative up there. And just hope a mistake comes from the hands of Minor.
So now Minor yet again ahead in the count. 0-2. And she'll look to get her offense back at the plate. As they've got 7, 8, 9. Chevalier, Jansen, Profit awaiting offensively in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-2 offering was just a bit outside. Good miss for Minor. And a swing and a miss there. Excuse me, it was 2-1. Now it's 2-2 with 2 outs.
Looking for that 1, 2, 3, fourth inning for Minor.
Pallone fouls it straight back, trying to battle in the count. 2-run lead for the Spartans in the fourth. And as you said, time and time again, Lions not having much success here against Corinne Minor. So the 2-2 offering. That one's flared into left field. The first base hit of the ball game for the Lions. And the third base runner of the game as they reached on 2 hit-by pitches.
Quality hitting, the duration of that at-bat. Majority fastballs thrown by Minor. She goes with the changeup. And on a button into left field, Lions collect their first hit.
Now at the plate's Maddie Lynn. She'll flare that one in front of the first base dugout. Emily Jansen, plenty of room, makes the catch, and that'll do it for the top half of the fourth inning. Spartans lead by 2, heading to the bottom of the fourth, looking to extend the lead.
We're more than just $7.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered.
Hey, B, is this it?
We're an end zone dance at your doorstep. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome back to Namoli Field. Spartans lead 2-0. And they've got 7, 8, 9 at the plate with Chevalier leading off. Maddie Mott entered the game last inning for St. Leo. Recorded the lone out and the lone batter faced via strikeout. Spartans will look to get on the game 1 starter here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Spartans team 8-5 overall, 3-2 in SSC play. Down there 9 outs away from winning the series. In your opinion, as the first pitch is low, must the Spartans do they want to win this series against St. Leo, protect this lead?
I think they need to take it 1 out at a time, quite frankly. This St. Leo team is very good, and they can come up and catch you from behind if you start thinking ahead too far. So if I'm Spartans, take it 1 out at a time and 1 pitch at a time, as that pitch is fouled straight back by Lexi Chevalier. But it's a good point. I mean, you like to take the series over a team like this, 16th ranked team in the nation. Be a huge conference series victory, but with Corinne Minor on the mound, maybe you can start thinking ahead.
Yeah, I spoke to head coach Leslie Cantor before the first game, actually, today, before the Spartans lost, and she said that she was hoping to go 1-1 as there's a swing and a miss by Chevalier. Count goes to 1-2. So having lost that first game, so important, especially at home. Would love to win that rubber game.
I'm sure she would have liked to go 2-0, but at the same time, you'd like to win the series and go 2-1 in the series. I understand what you mean.
Let's not forget, St. Leo is a very good team, 16th in the country for a reason. And this would be impressive. That's a flare in the shallow right field. Will it fall? It's a foul ball. Good effort by two Lions over there, unable to get to it. It was Pousher and Pylan giving it a look. At bat continues.
Over at the Athletics Martinez Center, almost halftime in the men's basketball game. Barry leads by 6, 31-25 over the Tampa Spartans.
It's a big game over there.
As the 1-2 pitch is just a bit outside. As you mentioned, it is a big game for the men's basketball team, trying to stay alive in conference play.
Yeah, they trail the Fighting Knights of Lynn by 2 games right now. Of course, this game included, only 3 games left in the regular season. So they hope to make the Sunshine State Conference tournament.
The 2-2 pitch is smashed by Lexi Chevalier, but it's way foul. And Connor, you weren't here during the first game today, but Mariah Galehouse had the opportunity to tie things up. Miner was on first base. Middle of the game, Galehouse sent a scorching line drive, just foul, just to the left of the foul pole. Would have tied the game. And as me and you've been broadcasting for 3-4 years here, I've never seen a home run here. That would have been something, that's for sure. It went over the fence, just to the left of the foul pole, however.
This is a special Spartan team. Quick hands, my goodness. The strength of some of these players through the roof. Let's see the 2-2.
That one's fouled away, corralled by Fasiglia.
And we're getting there, Dom. One of these games, I'm telling you, we're going to call a shot where someone touches the ball and goes yard.
So a 2-2 count, leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Alexi Chevalier at the plate. Maddie Mott looks at her wristband. She rears back, and the pitch. Chevalier skies it into center field. Going back on it is Jakeith, and she'll make the easy catch for the first out of the 4th.
Number 19, EJ Jensen.
Yeah, this is a tough field to hit home runs out of. Deep fence, along with great pitching. Spartans have always had great pitching. I mean, last year we had McKaylee Dooley All-American. This year we've got Corinne Miner, but it's deep. Last weekend, 200-foot field at Palm Beach Atlantic. The weekend before, 200-foot field at Flagler. This has to be at least 250, 275.
Especially to straightaway center. You really have to get a hold of one and crank one to get it over the fence.
Spartans would like to just pass the bat, use some base hits, and ultimately flip over the top of the lineup here as the 8-hitter Emily Jansen stands at the plate with 1 away. First pitch was just a bit outside, and she'll swing at the second pitch. And making the play is Kayleese Hooks in foul grounds. 2 away as Emily Profit makes her way to home plate.
Dom, talk a little bit about the impact play Emily Profit has brought to this team. Started out the year in a bit of a reserve utility role, but her hot bat at the plate along with her quality fielding has implemented her as a key part of this team.
I mentioned a little bit earlier, Lauren Reyes was hurt last weekend at Palm Beach Atlantic. A senior left fielder for the Spartans made a phenomenal catch in left field, dove full extension catch, however, busted up her shoulder a little bit. And now Emily Profits, like you said, she was in the reserve role, but she's ready to play whenever her number's called. She's got, coming into this game, 8 hits and 22 at-bats, batting .364. So you might like to see if you're Coach Cantor or somebody coming off the bench able to get the job done. And sure enough, Emily Profit's taking advantage of the situation.
And I think back to that lengthy at-bat last night where she laced that one into left field, the parade on the base pass unleash, and that broke the game open. And the production from the bottom of the lineup in the 9 slot, a little looper in a shallow left center field. Looks like it's going to fall. It will. And how about that? Running into some luck at the plate is Emily Profit. Her hot hitting continues.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that was a looper. I mean, almost no man's land. However, Casey Kelly went back on it, had a read on it, and then stopped as she must have thought Maddie Lynn was going to come in from left field and make the catch. Casey Kelly looking off of her game here in Game 3. All-American shortstop for St. Leo. She's not looking herself.
No, you said it. I mean, that's Casey Kelly's ball right there. She's about 3 or 4 feet away from it when she looks onto her left fielder, who's about 10 feet away. So it falls. Spartans, can they pay off? In motion, just glancing off first base, is Profit. Stepping to the dish, leadoff hitter Steph Ballmer.
But hey, it goes down as a single in the books for Emily Profit. Adding to that hit total on the year, batting just under 400. So now Steph Ballmer, the leadoff hitter, sends that one into right center field. And she'll look for her second double of the ball game, and sure enough, she will. It's going to be a play at the plate. She's safe. A hook slide by Emily Profit, and an RBI double from Steph Ballmer. Steph Ballmer will advance to third on the play at the plate. Great base running by the sophomore Steph Ballmer. And a heck of a line drive by Steph. That's her second double of the ball game so far.
Heads up all around play by the Spartans, because in no way, shape, or form should Profit have scored from first. I mean, the throw came to the cutoff player in the middle of the infield. The problem was that fielder took about a split second to adjust and make the relay throw home. By that point, Emily Profit simply too fast. Spartans collect the run, and then by the end of it, Steph Ballmer standing on third as she trots over. Kinberger wants an explanation. Tyrone Miller is having a conversation. A lot going on here in Amoli.
Yeah, ball beat the throw at third base, but Steph Ballmer looked like she got the corner of the bag. I agree with Tyrone Miller. However, Coach Kinberger, she likes to try to get in these umpires' heads a little bit. We see it time in and time and again. She's an aggressive coach. I kind of like the coaching style. But, however, it was a good call by Tyrone Miller. And as you mentioned, the cutoff fielder, she took a second, almost as if she didn't think the play was going to be at home plate. Almost, she thought Profit was going to stop at third base.
That was just the fourth hit of the game, ladies and gentlemen. So I love the aggressive play by Leslie Cantor, sending home Profit from third. And then a lot of viewers may be thinking, what is Steph Ballmer doing trying to advance to third, potentially for the third out? It's one of those games where hits are hard to come by. So just advancing to third right now, that applies pressure to Fasiglia, the backstop. Anything that gets by her presents an opportunity where Ballmer can come home, potentially score that fourth run.
I'm not really sure where the conversation is going here. He made the call, and that's what it is. And now they're going to talk to the home plate umpire, Kevin Jack. He can't make that call from home plate anyways. This conversation is over. Let's start the game and put Clawberg back at the plate. That's my opinion.
Especially with no instant replay. I mean, it was a bang-bang play at third. The throw might have beat her there. But the nifty slide by Steph Ballmer to elude the swipe tag over there by the third baseman, nicely done. And like you said, this game should be resuming relatively soon as Jack and Miller still talking it over.
Well, let's get back to the play. Steph Ballmer, a phenomenal inside-out swing to right center field. Her second double of the game. She led off the game with a double. And now 2 doubles in the game. She only had 1 coming into this game. Steph Ballmer coming through in the clutch for the Spartans. And now we'll see a visit in the circle for Coach Kinberger.
And how she stepped up for the Spartans, you mentioned Ballmer has emerged as that leadoff hitter. We saw early in the year Chevalier fulfilled that role a little bit, but the interchangeable nature of this team, 1 through 9, these players can bat anywhere, but Steph Ballmer has embraced that leadoff role, doing it and doing it well.
Yeah, she was named second team all-conference last season, so definitely a capable player in the leadoff role. And as you said, Chevalier was there at the beginning of the year. She led the team with 40 hits last season. So this lineup, 1 through 9, can all get it done. As you see Profit there, and as you mentioned, Profit scoring from first base is key. There was 2 outs, so on contact she was off, but still to make the aggressive play at home plate, that shows some confidence, I guess, from Canada and her junior left fielder.
Definitely, and the craziest part of that whole sequence, had the right fielder thrown the ball to home, Profit would have been out by multiple steps. She was coming around third when that ball was in the air, but the relay from the middle infield, Profit too fast. We're ready to resume softball. First pitch inside to Clawberg.
So Steph Ballmer at third base, 2 away. And Klallberg, the two-hitter this afternoon in the lineup, at the plate, trying to drive in an extra run and extend the lead for the Spartans. With Corinne Miner in the circle, it'll be tough for St. Leo to make a comeback. Second pitch, just a bit upstairs, 2-0 to Klallberg.
And to go off that point, Dom, that runner, Ballmer at third, so imperative to bring her home because she comes across that 4-run lead that allows Miner to be at her A game in the circle and pitch freely.
So the 2-0 offering on the outer half for a called strike. Now Klallberg looking for something to drive with 2 away. So the Spartans have 3 runs on 3 hits, while St. Leo has a 0 on the scoreboard in the run column, 1 hit, and they've committed 3 errors thus far. Klallberg right on it, fouls it right back, and now 2-2 with 2 away. So Maddie Mott looks at her wristband. She rocks back and fires the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. And Fasiglia dropped the pitch. You almost wonder if she would have squeezed it, if it would have been strike 3. Mott was walking back to the dugout.
It leaves you to wonder there, Dom, because obviously we're all human, and how you present that ball to the umpire plays a major role in the call. And when you bobble it like that, it certainly appears to be different than it is when you catch it clean. We got ourselves a payoff pitch, the 3-2 with 2 out. Club deep left field, that's foul. Right on it, Klallberg drilled it into the parking lot.
And as you've seen from the last 2 pitches, Klallberg is ready to hit up there. She looks like she's seeing the ball well out of Mott's hand. After seeing 4 innings from Mott last night, Spartans hitters are trying to figure out how they can put the ball in play. Mott didn't allow too many base runners last night as she was on point Friday night. 3-2 pitch. And that's ball 4 to Klallberg, and that's going to bring up the best hitter on the team for the Spartans in Corinne Miner.
That is the 4th walk issued by the line pitching staff. And now Corinne Miner, hitless in her first 2 at-bats. Did have a 2-hit performance in the first game today. It was last night's pitching matchup, Mott versus Miner, the current matchup.
First pitch swinging is Corinne Miner, trying to be aggressive at the plate and take advantage of the fastball. However, she swings right through it. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Corinne Miner looking to help her own cause.
Very well could be the at-bat of the game. If Miner is able to deliver a base hit, it would be extremely tough for St. Leo to get out and come back. Whereas St. Leo, to get out of this jam, they can regain some of the momentum and head to the 5th, only trailing by a few.
So an 0-2 count, pitcher versus pitcher, 2 away, runners at the corners. The pitch. Strike 3 looking on the inner half, and Miner goes down, but not before the Spartans put a run on in the bottom of the 4th. Spartans lead 3-0 heading to the 5th.
At Jimmy John's, we're freaks about best-in-class ingredients, so it's no wonder we announced our new 9-grain wheat sub in the middle of a wheat field. When you've got news this big, it's not enough to just add it to the menu. Where's the freak yeah in that? To celebrate a new sandwich with a taste so inspired, we introduced it in the place that inspired it. The new Jimmy John's 9-grain wheat sub, now available at a Jimmy John's, much, much, much closer to you. Wheat yeah, freak yeah.
For 42 minutes, he's been trying to bring an entire stadium to its feet.
You missed it, buddy.
Why does he do it? For glory? Notoriety? We don't know. Frankly, we don't need to know. But much like this hero, Courtyard is all about the game.
1, 2, 3. Hey, there's my guy. Yes. Go. Snacks. Yeah, man. Eat it up, and we're gonna burn it off doing the wave.
Welcome back to the University of Tampa. Spartans hold a 3-run lead here in the top of the 5th. Corinne Miner, first pitch, Scott into center field by Hooks, and Gail House makes a nice play in left center field. Had a great read on it. 1 pitch, 1 out. And if you're the St. Leo Lions, you might want to take some time in between innings here. Maybe take some strikes. Try to get Corinne Miner out of her game because she's in the zone right now, only allowing 1 hit and 2 other base runners on hit by pitches.
We've been saying it all game long. The Lions not comfortable in the batter's box against Miner. And she's out there throwing strikes like we see yet again. First pitch in there to Jaquith as Phillips and Jansen in at the corners. Remainder of the Spartan defense playing straight up.
Jaquith flied out in the second inning. And she takes a pitch just off the plate. Jaquith now 1 for 6 in this series. The left-handed center fielder. She was pinch hit for in 1 at bat last game. And the 1-1 pitch is sent into center field. House with another read, and another catch, and another out. 2 down. As they bring up the 9-hitter, Indiana Fasiglia.
The demeanor of Corinne Miner, indicative of her performance today. Just straight business, another day at the office. Next man up right now. And for the Lions, they look puzzled at the plate.
Yeah, she gets the ball, gets right back into the circle, and she's ready to go immediately after the out. Like you said, business-like mindset on the mound for Corinne Miner. And to give some credit to the redshirt junior, after her injury her sophomore year, she changed her whole workout, her whole diet, and she's really looking good as of late. Swing and a miss there by Fasiglia, now 1-1 count.
And she's the exact replica of what you want in an ace. A competitor, a gamer. She wants to be out there in the moment. And she's someone that you can rely on, and the trust dimension as well. She knows the fielders behind her are going to make plays when the ball is put in play, and that's key. You want to win these games, and the Spartans' defense doing the job. No errors committed thus far.
As you mentioned, she's a gamer, point blank. After last weekend's 17-inning complete game shutout, 247 pitches, she came off the field and said, I didn't want to let anybody outwork me. Sure enough, she didn't. Complete game shutout, 247 pitches, 15 Ks, a career performance from the right-handed redshirt junior.
Yeah, you cannot make that up right there. I mean, most players, fatigue would kick in, but those extra pitches, that just motivates Miner even more, and maybe she gains a little bit, whereas others lose their best stuff when you get late into the game.
Yeah, 0-0 through 16 innings. You know, it gets, as the game gets later, it gets tougher if you're the pitcher. It's a lot of pitches. And the pitcher on the other side of things for PBA went 217 pitches herself. So like she said, she didn't want to be outworked, and sure enough, she didn't. And right now she's ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 away.
And that's a great point because, like you said, Dom, at this point, right now in the 5th inning, pitch count getting up there, more often than not, pitchers tend to wear down. We're not seeing that from Miner whatsoever, getting to the 3rd time through the lineup, and she looks as good as she did to start this one.
Siglia fouls that one out of play down the left field line. Yeah, Coach Cantor's got to be happy, and pitching coach Jackie Davis has done a phenomenal job with Corinne Miner. After losing McKaylee Dooley last year, you came into the season wondering what we had at the pitch in the pitching circle, Corinne Minor's taking the reins and ran with it. The 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back. Heck of a bat here by Fasiglia. Multiple fouled off pitches. She's trying to get into the psyche of Corinne Minor. However, as we just mentioned, that's going to be hard to do.
That's what you got to do if you want to be successful. You need to extend this at-bat and force Minor to make some pitches and just have that hope that at one point after fouling enough off, maybe she'll miss middle inning.
Yet again, another foul ball. So while we've got the chance, Monday afternoon we'll have a doubleheader here at 4 o'clock against Davenport. And then they'll continue the homestand next weekend with a Friday 6 o'clock start against Eckerd to return back to conference series play, and then a 1 o'clock doubleheader on Saturday. So join us as we've got 5 games in the next week. And the Spartans ultimately want to win this one and head out of conference play against Davenport with the series victory, 2 out of 2. Got weekday games the next 2 weeks, as we've got Wilmington, Delaware coming next Tuesday to face Hulse for a doubleheader. And that's a foul ball off the hands of Fasiglia. And if you're going to get into Corinne Minor, this is the type of a bat to do it with. The leadoff hitter, Casey Kelly, waiting on deck.
Yeah, right now the number 9 hitter forcing Minor to throw double-digit pitches here. And she's tested her. How about that non-conference, though, Dom? The Spartans have themselves a challenge moving forward. And starting to pick up. You've obviously traveled with them as they went to Palm Beach Atlantic. This is a team starting to find their identity, and I think really beginning to realize what they have to work with and just how good this team could be.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 wins in the last 8 games for the Spartans. After dropping a doubleheader here at home last time we were at the Namoli Complex. Now is driven into right center field. Chevalier's got a run on it, and she'll make the diving grab to complete the top half of the 5th inning. I thought that was a sure double to the gap. After a heck of an at-bat by Fasiglia, Lexi Chevalier lays out full extension and ends the inning.
2 words, web gem. Let's go to commercial.
First of all, very flattered that everybody would come. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions before we move on?
Do you remember the girl wearing the Go Phil shirt following you around?
Yeah.
It's me.
I
It's
do.
been me on several occasions.
I started papering my cubicle with pictures of you.
Do you have a picture of this, Ryan? I mean, I'd love to see it.
I've got a mental picture of it, and I do it's too. pretty weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
I believe that I have a happy marriage because of you, because sometimes I do a little substitution, you know, just mentally.
Whoa.
But
Anyway, Mike, let's...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Namoli Family Stadium. The crowd just now getting back to their seats following the Lexi Chevalier web gem in right field to rob the Lions of extra bases there. My goodness. Thanks for tuning in. We played 4.5, 3-0 Tampa over St. Leo. Connor Moore, Dominic Galone. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday afternoon with us. Gorgeous day for softball as the first pitch from Maddie Mott to Corinne Minor is inside. Let's take a look at our game time weather presented by Team One Sports. Currently 72 and cloudy with 9-mile-per-hour winds coming from the northeast. The 1-0 from Mott in there for a strike.
I don't understand how it doesn't crack. That's a drop. That's a healthy drop.
And the 1-1 skied, shallow. Played by the first baseman. 1 up, 1 down to retire Minor.
It's a phenomenal play to end that last inning.
Oh, my God.
And like we said, it was a great at-bat by Fasiglia. And then for Lexi to, as we mentioned previously in the at-bat, Corinne Minor's got the confidence in her fielders to make plays like that. Sure enough, Lexi did it.
It's a game changer. I mean, if that ball falls and gets behind Chevalier, who makes a diving attempt, the Lions are going to score one at least. That could be an inside the Parker for all we know. And as a result, it's just super deflating for St. Leo. You go back to the dugout and you come up with nothing to show for that rocket off Minor. You've been hitting softly hit ball after ball against her all game, and you finally drill one into the gap. And who's there? Chevalier to rob it. I mean, that changes the whole complexion of the game. And the Spartans 6 outs away from winning the series.
That would have been the moment you wanted to take the momentum if you were the Lions after a lengthy at-bat. As Matty Farrell takes a called strike on the breaking ball. After a lengthy at-bat, that would have been how, with the top of the order coming up with Casey Kelly, like you said, it could have been inside the Parker, if not a sure double with Fasiglia running. That was a game-changing moment right there. So now an 0-2 count to Matty Farrell with 1 away. Farrell does enough to get a piece of it. But Fasiglia makes the catch behind home plate, out number 2. So since Maddie Motts came in the game, they've done pretty good besides the Steph Bomber double to right center field.
Yeah, spot on. Mighty Mott. She reminds me a little bit, has some remnants of what McKaylee Dooley can do there, wise in terms of when she's in her groove, she's unhittable. Time and time again, she can lose her command, and that's when she gets in trouble. When she's on, she's as good as it gets.
As I mentioned in Game 1 this afternoon, Game 2 of the series, they've got 13 players from out of state. This is a rare find. From Idaho, you go find a pitcher like this, a gamer, to take control of a Game 3 in the series and try to slow down the rhythm of the Spartans' offense. Maddie Mott's doing that so far.
Without a doubt. And you only bring in Maddie Mott if it's such an important game like it is right now. You have to have your best arm in the circle, trailing by 3. Both sides know what's at stake. Hot shot, just fouled down the third baseline. So as we look ahead to the top of the 6th, due up, it will be Kelly, Monet, and Pauscher 1, 2, 3 for the Lions. If you're Corinne Minor and Maddie Farrell, we think just keep the same approach. We're going to stay aggressive and attack these hitters. Anything in particular, though, you key in on?
Well, I kind of wonder, it is Corinne Minor's game, and we have been harping on Corinne Minor all day. But now the third time through the lineup, I wonder if Coach Cantor tries to make a call to the bullpen. With a 3-run lead, you can always bring Minor back into the game if need be. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 by Bailey Phillips. And we'll see if St. Leo can take advantage with the top of the order coming up. Going to the top of the 6th, Spartans lead 3-0. Welcome back, University of Tampa, top of the 6th inning. Spartans hold a 3-run lead as Corinne Miner is working on a one-hitter thus far as Casey Kelly sends that one down left field, but just a couple feet foul.
Well, Dom, Casey Kelly entered this series 18 for 36 at the plate, and she's simply too good to keep in check all game long, swinging it away. First pitch. If she'd been a little bit more patient on that swing, she'd be standing at second with a leadoff double. So this is the matchup that people come to the park to see. The best hitter for the Lions against the best arm for the Spartans. Here we go. 0-2 is the count.
Casey Kelly, as a junior, was named to the All-South Regional team. 2-time All-American is Casey Kelly. 3-time All-South Region honoree. So Casey Kelly, the offense starts and goes with her. She'll take that pitch just a bit upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And with all those accolades, that's why we say that she's not looking the same today. It's tough to harp on her defense because that's not what we normally see out of her, but today that's made the difference in this ballgame.
She's definitely due right now. She's been off her game, and if you're a St. Leo fan, you have to be happy she's at the plate because you're going to think, all right, she's going to break out of this funk. She's just too good to go down at bat after at bat. It's a 2-2 count. Miner needs to make a pitch against the southpaw hitter. She fires. Little check swing into left field. And a slap shot for Casey Kelly. And the Lions got something going with the leadoff hitter in the top of the 6th.
First hit of the ball game for Casey Kelly. Her 3rd hit in 6 at-bats this afternoon.
Should say that these St. Leo fans travel quite well, of course, making the trip across I-75. We've got a split fan base here. On the right side of us here in the broadcast booth, Lion faithful. On the left side, Spartan faithful. A lot at stake. 2 SSC foes going head-to-head at Namoli.
Pitch fouled out of play. It's the first time in this ballgame that St. Leo's got a leadoff base runner. And this is the heart of the order for the Lions lineup. So if they're going to take advantage, it would be right now with 2, 3, 4 coming up.
I'm noticing there was not a double play in the first game for St. Leo, so they have not hit into one all year. Could this be the spot? Hard hit ground ball to an infielder? Maybe.
That was driven into center field. Galehouse has a read on it, going back on it. And tagging up from first was Casey Kelly. However, she pulled up halfway and she'll return back to where she came from. 1 down for the Spartans offense with Sarah Pauscher coming to the plate.
And she made the right decision because if Kelly tries to advance to second, she's a dead duck. So staying put at first. 1 down, Miner battling back. Now let's see.
We're going to see a pinch hitter.
Yes,
for Sarah Pauscher, who's a senior in the 3 spot. We're going to see a pinch hitter. Thinking we might have to go to the pinch hitter who's came into the game time and time again. If I'm correct, I think it's Taylor McCray.
I believe you're right.
I'm wrong. Sadie Avance.
Yeah, well, we saw Sadie Avance collect a loss last night. She relieved Maddie Mott before handing off to Betts.
Yeah, Sadie Avance pinch hit actually in game 2, the first game this afternoon. Did not do anything with the at-bat as she pinch hit for Sigula. But here she is with 1 away in the top of the 6th inning.
Infield playing back, respecting the pop of Avance. She takes the first pitch outside.
So Pauscher came into that at-bat with 3 hits and 8 at-bats. Hitless in this ballgame, where she's pinch hit for the 3-hitter in the lineup. You don't see that very often, so Coach Kimberger has to have some confidence here in Sadie Avance. The 1-1 pitch. All in the inner half for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Corinne Miner is ahead in the count. And as you mentioned, double play scenario with Steph Bomber, the shortstop. She's got a strong arm. We've seen a few double plays out of the Spartans defense this year. But it's a swing and a miss. And Corinne Miner sends down yet another, her 4th strikeout of the ball game.
Corinne was laying it up But the strikeouts last night, not quite the same story today. Pitching to contact. We can still dial it back a little bit like that. The pinch hitter, Avance, takes a seat.
Now we got Amanda James at the plate. And that one's mishandled by Maddie Farrell, allowing Kelly to advance to second. But ultimately, that doesn't hurt too much, as that would just be the first run of the ball game for the Lions if Casey Kelly were to come around to score.
Yeah, we do not see that too often. The usual sure-handed Maddie Farrell behind the plate, bobbled it. Advancing into scoring position as a result. Casey Kelly, she runs well. A single, for all intents and purposes, would get the Lions on the board.
So Spartans with 3 runs on 3 hits, while St. Leo's got a donut in the run column with 2 hits, committing 3 errors in the first 2 innings. And that was a hit by pitch. Amanda James will head down to first base after taking one off the elbow, and she looks at her dugout and says, let's get going here. We've got 2 runners on, tying run at the plate, and who else but your 5-hitter, Emily Pallone. So now Coach Canner will take a mound visit, heading to the circle. Probably just try to slow things down here for Corinne Miner.
Think so. Not expecting to see a change. Like the move, get your ace to take a deep breath, have a conversation with your infield. Pivotal point in this game. You're listening to the Sunshine State Digital Network. We'll be back right after this.
So we're back here at Namoli Family Stadium. 3-0 ball game. 2 outs, 2 runners on for the Lions. And Emily Pallone comes to the plate after the hit by pitch to Amanda James. Visit to the circle for Coach Canner. Tries to settle down Corinne Miner. And there's a called strike right down the middle on the breaking ball from the right-handed workhorse. So we've got a 1-1 count. This is the key moment in the game thus far.
It really is, because if you get out of this, Dom, you're 3 outs away and you have the bottom of the lineup due up in the 7th. So much can change, though, with Pallone representing the tying run.
That's the first time that St. Leo's had more than 1 runner on base. So it's the first time they've been threatening. Corinne Miner looks to extinguish the threat with a 2-1 offering. Call strike on the outer half. That's the other thing. You mentioned Maddie Farrell being a sure-handed catcher behind the plate. She does a great job framing pitches for her pitcher. I'm sure she gets a lot of borderline ball strikes, called for a strike to help out her pitcher.
Absolutely. The art of catching, half of it, all about presentation and how you show that ball to the crew chief. She's gone, and the meeting pays off for Leslie Cantor. Talks up Corinne Miner, and the Spartans work in and out of trouble. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th. On the Sunshine State Digital Network.
Whoever said that less is more or less mathematically challenged. Less isn't more, it's less. And the only thing more than more is a lot more, which is exactly what I get at Embassy Suites. More space. More downtime. More family time. More me time. More me time. More me time. Because the more I have, the more I have to have. More
room, complimentary drinks, free breakfast. Embassy Suites Hotels.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th. Spartans lead 3-0. I'm Dominic Alone alongside Connor Moore. Spartans looking to secure the series victory here against 16th ranked St. Leo. In just the second conference series of the year for the Spartans, the first conference series of the year for the Lions. It's a key matchup for both teams.
It is, and it's been a pitcher's duel thus far. Only 5 hits in the game combined. Spartans 3 outs away.
Corinne Miner was able to work out of the jam last inning. First time St. Leo had multiple runners on base. She sent down the side with the strikeout swinging. And then, as you mentioned, next inning coming up for St. Leo, 6, 7, 8, the bottom of the order. Lynn Hooks and Jakeith combine 0 for 6 in this contest. So Miner looking to seal the deal and secure her 6th win of the season. Lexi Chevalier swings through that pitch, and she's behind in the count now, 1-2. So Corinne Miner looking for her 5th complete game, looking for her 6th win in 7 starts.
And we were saying during the commercial, Dom, fully expecting Corinne Miner to conclude with these final 3 outs. This is her game. The Chevalier goes down swinging.
And Miner stuck with the story from the rest of the year. Miner with a .80 ERA coming into this one, and holding a shutout thus far in 6 innings pitched. Corinne Miner, no doubt, the workhorse in the circle for the Spartans. Like you said, it's a pitcher's duel. Maddie Mott came into the game in the 4th and has done a solid job besides the 1 hit by Balmer. And Mott sends down the first, Spartan swinging, and Lexi Chevalier. Now it's Emily Jansen, and she'll have a bunt pop-up. Making a diving play is Alexis Mignette. And we're seeing web gems from both sides here this afternoon.
That play with the acrobatic difficulty on display, I mean, she had to elude Jansen right there, who's also dashing down the first baseline. The snow cone catch, sliding, gliding to perfection for the 2nd out.
So that'll bring up Emily Profit, the 9-hitter, with Steph Balmer waiting on deck. And these are the 2 that made it work back in the 4th inning. Emily Profit reached base and scored all the way from first base on a Steph Balmer double to right center field.
We're having some fun here, ladies and gentlemen. Several highlight reel defensive plays. These 2 teams bringing their glove to the ballpark.
Offensively, defensively, like the hook slide from Emily Profit, that was a phenomenal play. And then, as you mentioned, the web gems on the fielding side of things. These are definitely 2 of the top teams in the conference, and we're seeing it here this afternoon.
It is showtime for softball in the Sunshine State Conference.
And it's rare that you see meaningful games like this in February, as normally you look towards the later half of the schedule, as Profit drives that one into center field. Going back on it is Jakeith, and she'll make the final out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Spartans head to the top of the 7th, with Corinne Miner in the circle, going for her 6th win in 7 starts and her 5th complete game. So Corinne Miner looking to seal the deal for the Spartans, up 3-0. We'll be right back.
Whoever said that less is more or less mathematically challenged. Less isn't more, it's less. And the only thing more than more is a lot more, which is exactly what I get at Embassy Suites. More space. More downtime. More family time. More me time. More me time. More me time. Because the more I have, the more I have to have more.
More room, complimentary drinks, free breakfast. Embassy Suites Hotels.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some premier softball here at Name-Only Family Stadium. As the first pitch is a swing and a miss. Corinne Miner getting things started like she has the rest of the game, going right after these batters. Maddie Lynn with the swing and a miss at the plate for St. Leo. Spartans lead 3-0. Top of the 7th inning. Corinne Miner looking to seal the deal and secure the series victory against the 16th ranked Lions. The offering there, called strike on the breaking ball, and now Corinne Miner way ahead, 0-2.
It's been a different episode, Dom, but the Corinne Miner show back in action today. It has been all Corinne Miner, limiting this St. Leo team to just 2 hits across 6+ innings, working ahead here, 0-2 count. She has been dynamic in the circle. And then, of course, these defenders putting on some highlight reel plays in their own right, getting the job done.
Absolutely. Corinne Miner looking for her second win of the series as she secured the victory in the first game on Friday night. And that's a swing and a miss. Lynn goes down swinging, and that's the 6th out of the ball game for Corinne Miner. 1 away here in the top of the 7th.
Did somebody say she gone? She gone. Corinne Miner. Again for the first out.
Now Kayleese Hooks comes to the plate, looks to extend the ball game for St. Leo. Shouldn't say extends the ball game as there's 1 away. However, looks to pass the bat onto her 8-hitter, who awaits on deck, and Allie Jakeith. First pitch there is just up and away.
So, Dom, right now, if you're the Lions and St. Leo, what must you manufacture? Obviously, once you just extend this inning however you can, get on base, but what must they do? They want to have any success against Miner to keep this one alive.
See, I would say take a strike. However, she just swung and fouled that one off, so now it's a 1-1 count. But you want to make Miner work here in the last inning of the series, and ultimately, you're trailing by 3, so you need base runners. Spartans with 3 runs on 3 hits, and that's a swing and a miss there by Hooks. St. Leo with no runs on 2 hits. They committed 3 errors in the first 2 innings, so that's come back to haunt them in the long run. However, Spartans have been able to manufacture runs in large part to Steph Ballmer with 2 doubles in this ball game and a key RBI double in the 4th inning.
Well said. I mean, the Spartans across the board, they scored 1 in the first 2 innings, and then they add another in the 4th. All game long, they look comfortable at the dish. Even though only getting 3 hits, they've gotten a few extra base runners and mainly advancing the runners. That is so critical when you're in a pitcher's duel, those advancement opportunities and being successful.
So it's 2-2 count here with 1 away. And Hook stands at the plate, waiting for the offering. And that one's just off the outer half. Personally thought that was strike 3. But we've got a full count here with 1 away. Waiting on deck is Jakeith. In the hole, you've got Deanna Visiglia. And that's fouled off. So 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters for St. Leo. They're combined 0 for 9 in this contest. So if you're Corinne Miner, that's how you take care of business and shut down the bottom half of the lineup.
Payoff pitch coming forward for Miner. She's yet to walk a Lion. Not expecting her to do so right now. Attack the strike zone. She does. Sky high pop up. Phillips there, and the Spartans 1 out away from winning the series. Jackwith representing the last out for the Lions. If she's able to get on, Visiglia, the number 9 hitter, would be on deck.
Miner rocks and fires with 2 away. That one skied into left field. Coming in on it is Profit, and that'll do it. The Spartans win the series against St. Leo, take 2 of 3, and split here on Saturday afternoon. Spartans win by a score of 3-0, in large part to Steph Ballmer's 2 doubles and an RBI. On the pitching side of things, Corinne Miner with a complete game shutout yet again. Heck of a performance by her, her 5th complete game, and she'll advance her record to 6-2 on the season this afternoon with 6 strikeouts, allowing only 2 hits. And the only other runners to reach base for St. Leo were via hit by pitch, so really shut down this high-flying offense. St. Leo came into this series averaging over 5 runs per game, and in 2 games you hold him to 3 runs. Phenomenal job by Corinne Miner.
From start to finish, Corinne Miner had her way with the St. Leo offense. Exceptional performance. 3-0 Spartans win the rubber match, and they will continue on their homestand. They take on Davenport Monday. Be sure to tune in, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. Outstanding bounce-back performance by the Spartans after losing the first one earlier today.
As you mentioned, we've got a Monday doubleheader against Davenport beginning at 4 o'clock, and then another one following up at 6 o'clock. And then we're back into conference play next weekend with a 3-game series against Eckerd beginning on Friday night, and then a doubleheader at 1 o'clock on Saturday. So for Dominic Galone, alongside Connor Moore, heck of a series to watch. Some great softball here in February, which I mentioned, you don't see that too often. You try to wait till later in the schedule, see who you have on your plate, and take care of business. But Spartans took care of business here this afternoon, taking 2 out of 3 in the series, back-to-back series victories for the Spartans. And that's how you handle business in conference. Excited to see the rest of the year, Connor.
Spartans have to be pleased with how they finished this series off, limiting this high-octane offense to just 2 hits. Job well done.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Spartans take it 3-0 here in Game 3 and ultimately defeat the 16th-ranked St. Leo Lions 2-3 in this series. Huge conference victory for the Spartans. And we'll be back Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Join us for the doubleheader against Davenport. One more time for Connor Moore, I'm Dominic Galone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.